the best. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest. You can beat the world, you can win the war. You can talk to God, cold banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks. Some will call it practice, some will call it luck. But either way, you're going to the history book. Standing in the Hall of Fame, and the world's gonna know your name, 'cause you burn with the brightest flame. And the world's gonna know your name, and you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. You can go the distance, you can run the mile. You can walk straight through hell with a smile. You can be a hero, you can get the gold. Breaking all the records they thought would never be broke. Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. Are you ever gonna know if you never even try? Do it for your country, do it for your name, 'cause there's gonna be a day when you're standing in the Hall of Fame, and the world's gonna know your name, 'cause you burn with the brightest flame. And the world's gonna know your name, and you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. On the walls of the Hall of Fame. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, be truth seekers. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions. Standing in the Hall of Fame, and the world's gonna know your name, 'cause you burn with the brightest flame. And the world's gonna know your name, and you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. You can be the greatest, you can be the best. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest. You can beat the world, you can win the war. You can talk to God, cold banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks. Some will call it practice, some will call it luck. But either way, you're going to the history book. Standing in the Hall of Fame.
I wasn't just broken, I was shattered. I trusted you so much, you're all that mattered. You know all that love me, and I sang like a sad bird. I couldn't move on, and I think you were flattered. Oh, lots about joy, lots about pain. It's all about forgiving and the will to walk away. I'm ready to be loved and love the way I should. Life's about to get good. Oh, life's about to get good. Oh, life's about to get good. Oh, life's about to get good. The longer my tears fell, the wider the river. It killed me that you'd give your life to be with her. I had to believe that things would get better. It was time to forget you forever. Oh, lots about joy, lots about pain. It's all about forgiving and the will to walk away. I'm ready to be loved and love the way I should. Life's about to get good. Life's about joy. Life's about pain. It's all about forgiving and the will to walk away. I'm ready to be loved and love the way I should. Life's the way life's about to get good. Oh, life's about to get good. Oh, life's about to get good. Life's about to get good. Oh, life's about to get good. Oh, life's about to get good. Life's about to get good. Oh, life's about joy. Life's about pain. Life's about to get good.
The broken clock is a comfort. It helps me sleep tonight. Maybe it can't stop tomorrow from stealing all my time. And I am here still waiting, though I still have my doubts. I am damaged at best, like you've already figured out. I'm falling apart. I'm barely breathing with a broken heart that's still beating in the pain. There is healing in your name. I find meaning. The broken locks were a warning. You got inside my head. I tried my best to be guarded. I'm an open book instead. And I still see your reflection inside of my eyes. That are looking for purpose. You're still looking for life. I'm falling apart. I'm barely breathing with a broken heart that's still beating in the pain. In the pain is there healing in your name. In your name I find meaning. So I'm holding on. I'm still holding. I'm holding on. I'm still holding. I'm holding on. I'm still holding. I'm barely holding on to you. I'm hanging out another day, just to see what you throw my way. But I'm hanging out till what you say. You said that I would be okay. Broken lights of the freeway left me here alone. I may have lost my way now, haven't forgotten my way home. I'm falling apart. I'm barely breathing with a broken heart that's still beating in the pain. In the pain, there is healing in your name. In your name, I find just a bunch of broken pieces. Yeah. Broken pieces. Yeah. I'm just a broken instrument in the hands of the greatest. So if the notes are off, it's 'cause I ain't nothing to play with. And you can fault me, but ain't we all off key? Majoring in the minors like ain't no errors behind us. Somehow we still makes these melodies with my felonies. I ain't buying nothing, they selling me. What you telling me? Broken pieces acting like we ain't crap. Remember y'all messed up and can't no one escape that. We some broken people, came from broken homes. Broken hearts inside of a broken soul. Alcoholics to addicts, English, African, Arabs. Ain't no riches to fix it, you still broke when you have it. If you ain't breaking bad and you still chasing a habit, it ain't no wonderland, so we still chasing a rabbit. Ain't a soul on the planet that's better than another. And we all need grace in the face of each other. What's up?
Pieces on the ground. I shattered all the dreams I thought I found. Can you put me back together? Need your grace for my flaws. God, I'm broken in this mess I made. I need you to restore me.
Look, from heaven we all smart. Ain't nobody buy a ticket, you better have will call. That reaper he will call. They hurt just like me, work just like me. Lust of the flesh, the pride of life, they flirt with like me. Regardless of our money, we all broke together. And if we don't swallow our pride, we gon' choke together. Trying to hold on to our lives with these clumsy hands. Fell off the wall of purity doing that Humpty dance. Forget the king's horses, forget the king's men. The king is coming to put us back together again. Been fighting since my daddy left, fighting for approval. Think I don't know, trying to get this world to love me is futile. We Tyler dirt and want better burden of being less than what we were made to be. Like being what they suggest. We are outsiders, outliers, outcriers, loud and meek. Inherit the earth and God opposes the proud. What's up?
Pieces on the ground. I shattered all the dreams I thought I found. Can you put me back together? Need your grace for my flaws. God, I'm broken in this mess I made. I need you to restore me. Your presence in me is all the strength that I need. Your presence in me is all the strength that I need. And I'll always be whole. And I'll always be whole. All the pieces on the ground. I shattered all the dreams I thought I found. Can you put me back together? Need your grace for my flaws. God, I'm broken in this mess I made. I need you to restore me. You never left me, you never ran out, you never gave up. You never left me, you never ran out, you never gave up. You never left me, you never ran out, you never gave up. You never left me, you never ran out, you never gave up.
Sing my share of broken halos, folded wings that used to fly. They've all gone wherever they go. Broken halos that used to shine. Angels come down from the heavens just to help us on our way. Come to teach us, then they leave us, and they find some other soul.
Don't go looking for the reasons. Don't go asking Jesus why. We're not meant to know the answers. They belong to the by and by. They belong to the by and by. Seen my share of broken halos, folded wings that used to fly. They've all gone wherever they go. Broken halos that used to shine. Broken halos that used to shine. Broken halos that used to shine. Broken halos that used to shine.
I am my own affliction. I am my own disease. There ain't no cure that could sell. No, there ain't no drug to make me well. There ain't no drug. There ain't no drug. There ain't no drug. It's not enough. The sickness is myself. I made a mess of me. I wanna get back the rest of me. I made a mess of me. I wanna spend the rest of my life alive. I made a mess of me. I wanna reverse this tragedy. I made a mess of me. I wanna spend the rest of my life alive. The rest of my life alive. We lock our souls in cages. We hide inside our shells. It's so hard to free the ones you love. Oh, when you can't forgive yourself. Yeah, forgive yourself. There ain't no drug. There ain't no drug. There ain't no drug. The sickness is myself. I made a mess of me. I wanna get back the rest of me. I made a mess of me. I wanna spend the rest of my life alive. I made a mess of me. I wanna reverse this tragedy. I made a mess of me. I wanna spend the rest of my life alive. The rest of my life alive. No, there ain't no drug. There ain't no drug. There ain't no drug. No drug to make me well. There ain't no drug. It's not enough. I'm breaking up. The sickness is myself. The sickness is myself. I made a mess of me. I wanna get back the rest of me. I made a mess of me. I wanna spend the rest of my life alive. I made a mess of me. I wanna reverse this tragedy. I made a mess of me. I wanna spend the rest of my life alive. The rest of my life alive.
You know the bed feels warmer, sleeping here alone. You know I dream in color and do the things I want. You think you got the best of me.
Never needed anybody's help in any way. But now those days are gone, I'm not so self-assured. Now I find I've changed my mind, I've opened up the door. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me, help me, help me.
Ms. Megan Johnson. I am one of the teaching pastors here at Real Life. We are so glad you are here and you are watching The Real. We just want to give a shout out to everyone who stopped by our booth on Halloween to show off their awesome costumes. We handed out over 2,000 candy bars and gallons of hot cocoa. Special shout out to Dave, Lynette, and Holly for making it happen, and everyone that helped pass out candy. Our next Newcomers Night is approaching very quickly. If you are new to Real Life, if this is your first time joining us, or if you've been around for years but you've never been to a Newcomers event, please be our guest from 7 to 8:30 p.m. on Monday, November 17th at the Community Center. You can connect with staff, you can hear Pastor Kyle talk about why we do what we do, and take an opportunity to ask your questions. So there'll be drinks and snacks provided. We really hope you'll join us. One of our favorite traditions is right around the corner, and we'd really love for you and your family to join in. We're inviting Real Kids to help raise funds to provide essential items for children in need around the world. So kids can get involved by bringing in change to church on Sundays starting November 16th. We love this ministry and we really believe it's a wonderful opportunity for kids to make a real difference. It's also a great way for parents to get involved too. And our life groups get to engage. So November 16th, bring in your change for Coins for Kids. Okay, that's a wrap. My name is Megan. I'm so glad you're here this morning and thank you for watching The Real.
Well, good morning. Good to see you. My name's Kyle. I work here at Real Life, and Real Life exists to help people far from God find real life in Christ. I know some of you are saying, hey, you're the guy from Small Town Unscripted podcast. Yes, that's me. How many have seen the Small Town Unscripted? Yeah, middle schoolers and high schoolers. It's probably top 2 or 3 most listened to podcasts in the nation. And I was on it this week. But listen, guess what though? If you want to hear me or see me on the Joe Rogan podcast on November 22nd, let Joe Rogan know because I'm available on that date. So thanks for being here. There's so much going on that we're really excited about. The next big thing is a week from this Monday night is our next newcomers, all right? Newcomers is, and we're even talking about messing with the name a little bit because newcomers is for everybody that doesn't know what's going on here, right? If you've been coming for a year, 2 maybe, you still may be a newcomer. Like if you don't know why we do what we do, who does it, who does what our board does, what our staff does. I say all the time, if you don't know how many kids Graham and Kayla have, you're still new, all right? So just coming out, it's a nice event. It's really relaxing. There's refreshments and nothing's expected from you. But at the same time, when you show up, we want to hear about you, like in a small group, round table type of thing. Like, why are you here? What are you looking for? What do you need? So it starts at 7 o'clock at someone will correct me, I'm sure, at the community center a week from tomorrow, all right? It'd be great to have you there. This Tuesday is Veterans Day. I learned a few years ago, in fact, I learned a big lesson because I was complaining that the city always does their Veterans Day parade at 11 o'clock and like on a Sunday morning. And I was like, what the heck? Why are you doing it right in the middle of church? And they said, it's always the 11th month, the 11th day on the 11th hour. So I thought, oh, well, that's been a thing for a while. Maybe I should adjust my church. So if you've been with us, right, a couple times, we've stopped church early. We've all headed down there. We don't have to do that because the parade is on Tuesday. There's something in Manson as well. I think it's at noon. But the parade in Chelan is at 11. If you're around, I would encourage you to be out there. But we want to stop and honor the veterans, all right? We got a lot of problems in our country. It's kind of messed up, but still the best country anywhere, all right? I mean, our system of government got a lot of holes, but still better than any other government. And we have the veterans who, when no one likes war, but man, we are so thankful to the veterans, both alive and who have gone on before us. So we want to stop and honor them. Please watch this video.
This Veterans Day, we take time to honor you. We listen to your stories and thank you for your service. We attend parades in honor of your sacrifice. We shake your hand and pray for you and your family. And we remember the ultimate sacrifice of your fellow servicemen and women. But if we were to ask you how to best honor veterans, you might point our attention to freedom. The kind that never was, nor ever will be free. Perhaps you'd remind us to not take it for granted, but enjoy it to its fullest. Maybe you'd urge us to live in it earnestly, to serve, to sacrifice, and to honor our neighbors. You fought for it, you defended it, but we must continue it in the same spirit, in the same values that you upheld in your service to our country. We'll defend those who can't defend themselves. We'll serve those in need. We'll invest our time and talents to make our communities better. In honor of you today, and in the service and sacrifice that you so diligently lived out, we commit to not merely say thank you, but to live thankful, with purpose, conviction, and courage, just like you.
Please stand and sing with us. again. I need you. Oh, I need you. Walking down these desert roads, water for my thirsty soul. I need you. Oh, I need you.
Your forgiveness is like sweet, sweet honey on my lips, like the sound of a symphony to my ears, like holy water on my skin. Dead man walking, slave to sin. I wanna know about being born again. I need you. Oh God, I need you. So take me to the riverside. Take me under baptized. I need you. Oh God, I need you. Your forgiveness is like sweet, sweet honey on my lips, like the sound of a symphony to my ears, like holy water on my skin. I don't want to abuse your grace. God, I need it every day. It's the only thing that ever really makes me want to change. I don't want to abuse your grace. God, I need it every day. It's the only thing that ever really makes me want to change. I don't want to abuse your grace. God, I need it every day. It's the only thing that ever really makes me want to change. I don't want to abuse your grace. God, I need it every day. It's the only thing that ever really makes me want to change. Your forgiveness is like sweet, sweet honey on my lips, like the sound of a symphony to my ears, like holy water. Your forgiveness is like sweet, sweet honey on my lips, like the sound of a symphony to my ears, like holy water on my skin, like holy water on my skin, like holy water. I have this thirst, only you can satisfy. My heart, it burns with an all-consuming fire. I search and seek, but you're never hard to find. The more of you I seek, the more that I desire. I need you more than the air that I breathe. You heart every beat. You're pulling me closer. There is no one else. There is nothing like your love. With every taste I get, Jesus, I can't get enough. I need you more than the air that I breathe. You captured my heart every beat. You're pulling me closer. I need you, all that I am at your feet, to pour out my love and to praise you over and over, over and over. The more I know you, the more I want to, and I can't get enough. The more I know you, the more I want to, and I can't get enough. The more I know you, the more I want to, and I can't get enough. The more I know you, the more I want to, and I can't get enough. The more I know you, the more I want to, and I can't get enough. The more I know you, the more I want to, and I can't get enough. I need you more than the air that I breathe. You've captured my heart every beat. You're pulling me closer. I need you, all that I am at your feet, to pour out my love and to praise you over and over. The more I know you, the more I want to, and I can't get enough. The more I know you, the more I want to, and I can't get enough. The more I know you, the more I want to, and I can't get enough. The more I know you, the more I want to, and I can't get enough. I need you more than the air that I breathe. You've captured my heart every beat. You're pulling me closer.
You may be seated. It's been a long year, it almost took me down, I swear. Life was so good, I'm not so sure we knew what we had. I'll never be the same man, I'll never feel like I felt before. It's been a long year, it almost took me down. But when my world broke into pieces, you were there faithfully. When I cried out to you, Jesus, you made a way for me. I may never be the same man, but I'm a man who still believes. When I cried out to you, Jesus, you were there faithfully. I've had a hard time finding the blue in the skies above me. And if I'm keeping it real, I've been half fake and the happy they see. I may look like the same man, but I'm half the man I was. It's been a hard year, it almost took me down. When my world broke into pieces, you were there faithfully. When I cried out to you, Jesus, you made a way for me. I may never be the same man, but I'm a man who still believes. When I cried out to you, Jesus, you were there faithfully. When my world broke into pieces, you were there faithfully. When I cried out to you, Jesus, you made a way for me. I may never be the same man, but I'm a man who still believes. When I cried out to you, Jesus, you were there faithfully. My darkest hour you met me, so quietly, so gently. You said you'd never leave, and you stood by your word. So quietly, so gently, in all my pain you met me. You said you'd never leave, and you stood by your word. But when my world broke into pieces, you were there faithfully. When I cried out to you, Jesus, you made a way for me. I may never be the same man, but I'm a man who still believes. When I cried out to you, Jesus, you were there faithfully. When I cried out to you, Jesus, you were there faithfully.
Dear God, I know I'm supposed to be thankful in all things, in all the seasons, through trials and tribulations, in good times and bad. But here I am in the middle of it, sad and overwhelmed. The world as I knew it is gone. People I love are suffering. The life I walked through is suddenly no more. I can't gather around a table and celebrate family. I can't hold hands with those I care about. Instead, grief and despair seem to be eager dinner guests. God, I don't feel like celebrating. But I sit at my table and I close my eyes, listening for that still small voice, the one that always manages to rise above all the noise of this life. I hear you. Above the sadness, above the fear, above the bewilderment of all that has happened this year. There you are, whispering, "Be still, and know that I am God." And I close my eyes, and I take a deep breath, and I find my thankfulness in a God who is still in control. Amen.
Well, welcome everybody. Good to have you tune in with us. I'm trying to keep track, but I think Brewster girls made the state tournament in soccer, as well as Pateras and Liberty Bell. Everyone from our area made it. Shocking, Chelan and Manson girls are both in volleyball state. We kind of take that for granted. And I want to give a little shout out to, do we call her Gracie? Grace Walsh and the cross country team. Little Gracie, is she a ninth grader? Yeah, she won the whole cross country state thing pretty easily. Yeah, you can clap for her. She's not here, but I will tell her mother you clap for her. Hey, if you were with us last week, you know we started a brand new, bright, happy series called Grateful Anyway. And if you were here last week, you know that I cried through most of the sermon talking about the grief I've been through over this last year. Today will not be as heavy as last week, all right? But we started by just talking about grief. And we said that grief is a pain we feel when someone or something we love is gone. All right? Now, as we talked about at our staff meeting on Tuesday, that is so many different things, right? So many different things. Like feeling pain and loss and grief, we can do that in all kinds of ways. So there's the grief, the loss, the pain out there. And then there's got to be a process. And none of us plan for pain. We don't plan for a process to get through it either. So grief also is a process in which we learn to live with that loss and we keep moving forward. So my question to you is, what loss and pain and disappointment have you experienced in your life? This week, this month, last year. Maybe it was years and years and years ago and you like never dealt with it then and you're still hanging out now. And it's pain is pain is pain. Like maybe you didn't lose a loved one, maybe you lost a dream or a marriage or a job. Like you always thought it was going to be this way and it's not. There's no way it's going to be that way. That's grief, that's loss. Or it's a relationship or your health or your family. I mean, that hurts. As a youth pastor, it took me a while. But like, especially middle schoolers, no offense, middle schoolers, like, especially middle school girls, who are the best in all the world, right? The best creatures on earth is middle school girls, all right? If you're a parent of them, you don't agree with me, but they'll get past it, they'll get through it, okay? But they feel so much pain all the time. Like, I remember the first time early in my young youth pastor career when a girl came in and said, oh, our cat died today. I'm like, cats, I hate cats, all right? That's a bad response to a middle school girl who just lost her cat, all right? It took me a while until I lost my own pet to say, oh, man, that must hurt. That's real pain. And you as an adult can sit back and diminish it, but it's real pain. I grew up here I'm sure you heard this on the Small Town Unscripted podcast. I grew up here as a kid, and then in 7th grade, we moved to Boise. It was a rough move. My brother and I did not want to move to Boise. We loved living in Chelan. And we moved down there, and because I was such a hellion, my dad put us in Christian school. Nampa Christian, home of the Trojans. Thanks, you have heard of us. So I started going to Nampa Christian, and the bad thing was we had to get on the bus in Boise. The school was 40 minutes away in Nampa, but we had to pick up all the farm kids on the way there. So we were on the bus about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes every single morning for 7th, 8th grade. So I'm the new kid. I start riding the bus, and like the first or second day on the bus, I'm sitting there by myself because I don't know anybody. I feel really stupid. And this 8th grade girl comes and sits next to me. All right? Really cute. Like, not just an 8th grade girl, cheerleader 8th grade girl. You know what I'm saying. Her name was Stephanie Lukish. I hope she hears this story and she feels bad about herself. She sits down next to me. She's a year older than me, and she's really cute. And she sits next to me, and on the way there, and then on the way home, she sits next to me. Like on Wednesday or Thursday, get this, she's holding my hand. Yeah, Christian school girls. She's moving fast. And I'm like, you know, in Chelan, I was like on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 7. Man, at this Christian school, I'm like a 9. They're all over me. Friday morning, she sits next to me. And she's like, I think, we're going to get married. I'm going to talk to my mom about buying a ring for her. I mean, this is true love, always tap, tap, no erases. It's the real deal. On the way home from school, she sits by me on the bus. Her bus stop comes first. Bus stops, she leans over and says, "Had just kidding. My friends dared me to act like your girlfriend all week, so." I beat her up right there on the bus. No, I didn't. I felt so stupid and sad. Now, you guys, no, you know what? You didn't even laugh at me. The middle school boys did. No, that hurts like heck. Like, I can look back and say, oh, Stephanie, That was so funny. No, it wasn't. At 12, 13 years old, it hurt like heck. So whatever pain you're in, you don't have to qualify it or diminish it. Pain is pain is pain. Whether you're 12 or 92, whatever you've been through. How do you deal with that? What's the process of dealing with that? How do you not let it take you down? And maybe how do you even gain from it? That's just incredible to think about. The Bible has a concept. I think it's God's plan. The word's not really mentioned in the Bible, but it's a process called lament that we introduced last week a little bit. And lament, there's a whole book in the Old Testament called Lamentations, and most of us ignore it because it's so sad. That Jeremiah writes this book, he's a prophet of God, and God says, hey, listen, you're going to be the prophet to these people as I kick them out of Israel and they go into exile. It's going to be a bad, bad time. But the process of lament, dealing with your sorrow in a process of getting through your sorrow, we see that in the Old Testament through the Psalms. We see David talking about that. We see Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, like he's getting ready to go to the cross. He has this prayer of lament. Like there's a process that God gives us in a broken, hurting, painful world that we can take advantage of, not to hurry through it. Or so often in Christian churchy cultures, we're like, yeah, we grieve, but we don't grieve with, like people have no hope. And sometimes I hear that and they're like, stop grieving. Like, get over it. God's still good. There may be truth out there, but my feelings aren't necessarily attached to that. So lament starts with or is a prayer in pain that leads to trust, that takes you somewhere. It's a process that says, I'm in the middle of this thing. When life hurts, lament teaches us how to talk to God through our pain instead of walking away from Him. Next slide, please. When life hurts, next slide, please. Amelia got home about midnight or 1 a.m. She's just a high school kid. And she still showed up here by 8 a.m. to do rehearsals. Now, that's really good. I'm very committed. I'm really proud of her. But she just fell asleep. So, Matt, you may want to send somebody back there, all right? Listen, lament helps us move through a process. And it's not a Christianese process that says, act like you're fine, quit feeling bad, God's still good. That may be true, but that doesn't help with your feelings. In his book, Mark, it's hard to say his last name, Mark Robgop, this book called, I just forgot the words. You're just going to have to trust me. It's Dark Clouds, Deep Mercy. He says, lament is how you live between the poles of a hard life and trusting in God's sovereignty that God's still in control. It's living here like, oh man, I can't believe what I'm going through. It hurts like heck. It's painful. Lament is a process that helps you live from here to eventually over here we can say, okay, God's still good. But this process can take a long time. And if you don't have a process, a lot of us are still stuck right over here. So I want to talk about the process of lament. In the next 4 weeks, we're going to do that. The process of lament looks like this. It's 4 stops. It starts with turn. Turn is to bring your pain to God. Stop and say, I hate this. I got to let you know this. 2 is the complaint. I love this part. In the Psalms, there's 150 Psalms in the Old Testament. A third of them, 50 of them, are lament songs where somebody is saying, I'm in pain. I don't like it. I don't understand what you're doing, God. I'd understand if I'd done something wrong, but I haven't done anything wrong, and you've let this pain come on me. They're really honest, and that's what lament looks like. So it's turn, it's complain. You got to tell God about what's going on. Third is ask. Like, I'm in the middle of this thing, I need some help. I need some mercy. I need some healing. I need comfort. Anything you can give me right now. And finally, and this may be a long time, y'all. Finally, you reach the point of trust, where you choose to believe that God is still good. So on this timeline of lament, on this timeline of pain, that you're always moving through it. And here's what's just is horrible. And some of you know this more than other people. you go through this process of lament and you go from turn to complain to ask and trust and like, whoo. And then something else bad happens. You got more pain. You got to go start over. Today we're going to talk about turn. First step, you can't do the rest. Without turning, you're going to be stuck. You got to do something. David in the Psalm says, you pulled me from the brink of death, my feet from the cliff edge of doom. Now I stroll at leisure with God in the sunlit fields of life. That's the end of lament. How do you get there? Like David is coming off a horrible time. He's been kidnapped. He's been chased. He's been had to hide in caves. And he came out of the other side of it and said, hey, I'm good. How do you get there? Usually there's two questions we ask when life is going painfully or difficult or we don't understand. Number one question, if you're a follower of Jesus, let me throw this in. You can't lament without faith. All right? I mean, lament says, I think there's a God. I know there's a God. I trust there's a God. I don't understand why I'm going through what I'm going through. If you have no God, you have no lament because you're on your own. You're your own God. You have to figure it out yourself. So, two questions we always ask as people of faith. And I know we're all in different places. I'll get there. Two questions. Where are you, God? And if you love me, why is this happening to me? I can't tell you, personally, as a follower of Jesus, how many times I've asked those questions for myself. But as a pastor, how many times I've sat and listened to you all and others ask those same questions. They're typical, difficult questions to ask. Now, in case you're wondering, as we talk about lament the next 4 weeks, lament does not always lead to some immediate solution. Like, you're going to listen to me today, you're going to do exactly what I say, and your pain's going away. You know that's not true. This is a process. It's in stages. You got to go through one to get to the other. That's just the way it is. But I think there's hope on the other side of it. All right? Let me give you a few thoughts. Lament begins with a choice. It's a decision, and then there's a process. But you got to decide, am I going to enter into this journey of lament, journey of sadness, journey of moving through my grief and sorrow and pain? Or am I not? It has to start with a choice. And once you have a decision, now you got to get to work. Lament begins when you choose to turn to God, not away from Him. Not that you feel better or you're happy about what God's doing. Even when you're disappointed with God. Lament says, I'm going to stop, but I'm going to make a choice to move and hopefully believe there's something better on the other side of this thing. Right? And lament's not automatic. You don't wake up one day and say, hey, look at me, I'm lamenting. Getting through pain, getting through a process, learning to walk through painful things and loss and hurt, it's not natural. Very difficult. Most of us, most of me, maybe you would agree. Most of us, when life falls apart, we have two options. We can either run from God and we shut down completely. Like, I'm out of here. I'm done with this. Your heart is so broken. The pain is so heavy. You're like done with God. I've seen that so often, and I understand it. Like, I'm done. Or, instead of running from God, we can talk about God, but not to Him. Like, hey, I can't believe what God's doing. I wish God was doing that. Hey, and so we talk all about God to other people, or people come to talk to us about God, and they think they're helpful, but that's not doing it. Get this. The best thing you can do is in the turn process is to turn to God even through your tears, confusion, and silence. And you talk to God, just not about Him. And you can be honest with God. Just start reading a psalm, any psalm, just pick one. The honesty of people who wrote the songbook for the nation of Israel is so raw and honest, almost offensive. How do you get away with saying that stuff to God? That's what lament looks like. There's one particular psalm, this guy named Asaph. He wrote a bunch of psalms. I think he's kind of like the band leader of the Jewish nation. So he wrote a bunch of psalms. He and David have most of psalms. And his Psalm 77 is it's lament in 12 verses. And he says in the first part, I cry aloud to God. As if you didn't hear him, he says, aloud to God. Like it is weighing on him. And he will hear me. In the day of my trouble, I seek the Lord. Like he's made the turn. He's in the middle of this painful situation. He's like, okay, I'm going to cry out to God. I'm turning. I'm going to believe there's something better over there. So turning is an act of faith. Not an act of feeling, right? Well, I just feel God's presence. I'm going to turn to him. Man, in the middle of pain, it's tough to even believe God's there, let alone feel he's there. Because Asaph's not done. He says, listen, in the night, when no one else is around, it's just me, my hand is stretched out without worrying. Like I keep reaching out for some answer. And my soul refuses to be comforted. This ain't just my team lost yesterday. This is so much deeper. And he says, when I remember God, I moan. When I meditate, my spirit faints. When I think about God, I'm like, ugh. When I try to meditate on the goodness of God, I can't do it. That's what real pain looks like. Listen, I don't know where you're at or where you've been. I know where you're going to be. And I wish it wasn't true. But this broken, messed up world we live in, you're going to run into some pain. And when you do, when you decide to turn, as a person of faith, when you decide to turn, you don't have to have the right words to talk to God. You just have to move in the right direction. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here, God. This doesn't make sense. I've never been this broken. I've never felt so abandoned. I've never felt so alone. I'm in the middle of this thing. I don't know what to say to you. I don't know how to get you to act. It doesn't matter. A few months ago, I don't know how many months ago, we had a worship night here at the PAC on a Sunday night. And I was just hanging out in the back because the band does all the work up front and everything. And people are praising Jesus and worshiping and everything. And I decided I'm going to go back and check on Miss Allen, see how the kids are doing in the back there, and just, wander back there. Well, I go wandering back, and around this way came my friend Brooklyn, and she's crying. And I'm like, oh, man, I know what Brooklyn's been through. So I just give her a hug, and she's crying, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? She says, through her tears, everyone's in there praising God like he's such a good deal. And here my heart is broken because of the loss I've been through. I don't understand it. And I hugged her again and I said, sister, I understand. I would like you to hear not just from old man Kyle, but from young person Brooklyn White. She is a fellow lamenter. Hopefully she didn't run away. She came out. I asked Brooklyn, again, you don't need to hear my voice all the time. And so I talked to Brooklyn. Months ago we talked, and then we talked some more, and then we met this week. So Brooklyn is going to come and share her story. I'll trade spots. Of lament.
Hello, can you guys hear me? Yep. Let's take a seat.
Make yourself at home.
Thanks. I will. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Brooklyn. I'm 16 years old, and I'm going to share with you guys my experience with grief. 9 months ago, I lost my baby brother, and his name was Grady Sullivan White. Whew, I'm going to get a little emotional. My mom, she had a very, very healthy pregnancy, no complications, nothing was out of the ordinary, and my parents decided that they were going to do a home birth. And when labor started to progress, the midwife realized that the cord was in front of Grady's head, which ultimately cut off his oxygen supply. We did not get to the hospital in time, and my mom had to have an emergency C-section, and we ended up losing Grady. I stayed with my parents, taking care of them for 2 days in the hospital before I had to go out of town to a dance competition. While I was gone, I was surrounded by all of these little kids on my dance team, and I did not want them to see me upset or mad or angry, and so I just decided to act like nothing was wrong and put on a good face for them. They look up to me. How could I let them see me like that? But all I could think about was that sweet little baby. And I was so angry. You know, God, why did you do this? I know there's a reason. I don't know it yet. And honestly, I still don't. And I went through all of the things. God, why are you doing this? If you're so good, then why did you take him? I prayed. Why didn't you answer my prayers? Everything. And I got nothing. And so I was kind of faced with a choice. I could go through this with God on my side or without him. I could do it on my own and be sad and miserable, or do it with him and be less sad and miserable. And honestly, I've been through things both ways, and I'm choosing God to be on my side every single time. He wants the best for me. He wants to take away my pain. He feels my pain how I feel my pain. And I blamed God. I yelled at him, but I never once stopped believing in him. Because after all, he answered so many of my prayers in the past. As Kyle talked about last week, how can you pick and choose what to be grateful for? It all came from God. He has a plan somewhere in the midst of all of that grief you're feeling. He can take anything and use it for good. My mom getting pregnant was an answered prayer. Her having a healthy pregnancy was an answered prayer. And while I didn't get much time with Grady, I am so grateful for what I did get. And though I was mad, I kept going back to God. I couldn't take that pain and give it to anyone else because they were all feeling how I was and still am. But once I said to God, fine, take it all, take the pain, take the anger, it was like a weight lifted off of my shoulders. I can't get Grady back, but I can keep going back to God because in reality, that's all you can do is just lay at the foot of the cross. I'm not okay. I still miss my baby brother. I am still so mad at God for allowing him to pass away. But I know it will work out somehow. And honestly, while I know that's true, I still doubt it so much all the time. It can be so hard to just fully give that trust away to God. And for people who have lost loved ones, you know you don't just get to move on one day, but you do learn how to live with all of the love that you cannot give. If I could give you some advice, just lay at the foot of the cross. I'm not perfect. I'm still working on it. But no matter what it is, he wants it. Just keep going back to God, no matter how angry you are, no matter how much you're doubting, because after all, what are you going to lose? It's not going to hurt anything to say, God, I am so mad and hurt about what happened. But maybe one day it's going to hurt a little bit less to say that. Thank you.
Brooklyn and I met this week, and she got done sharing. I said, well, I don't even need to preach. That's the whole sermon. That's what lament looks like. For a 16-year-old or a 62-year-old, that's what it looks like. Listen, there's some dangers if you choose not to turn, which Brooklyn did. There's some dangers to decide not to turn towards God's direction, all right? One is distraction, right? And some of us chose that years ago and still stuck. Like, I'm just going to stay busy so I don't have to think about it. Like, when I stop, all these thoughts are in my mind, so I'm just going to keep going. Or denial. It's like, I'm fine. I'm fine. Leave me alone. I'm fine. Fine at Celebrate Recovery means freaked out, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. In AA, they changed the first F word. You can use your imagination. Like, I'm fine. Well, when we hear that, we're like, yeah, well, you are freaked out, insane, emotional, neurotic. Yeah. But sometimes we act like we're fine, and we think that's going to replace turning towards God's direction. Or, this is the worst, you hit despair. Like there's just no point. When you live in despair for a day, for a week, for a month, and some of you know what that feels, I'm so sorry that you're there. But that's what it feels like. I've experienced that myself and with other people. I've stood by families at cemeteries, people in my office. When you think that the pain you're in, the loss you've been through is the end, and there's nothing more beyond this, that this life is all this life, that there's nothing more than this, that's an overwhelming sense of despair. And I understand. So did Asaph. Asaph said, will the Lord spurn forever? Like, will he be my enemy forever? Has his steadfast love forever ceased? When and if you're in the middle of pain, that's what it feels like. Not only that God is silent, but God's working against you. And it's tough to turn a direction towards a person, an entity, a God, where you think that. But if you get anything, hear this. Turning God's direction. Turning doesn't erase your pain. It keeps your pain from erasing your faith. And some of you that are tuned in or sitting in Brewster or Chelan, that's why you're here this morning. Because you went through a painful thing, and you're here today to hear this. Your pain doesn't erase your faith. The pain that you're in or been through doesn't erase God's goodness and love for you. When you turn towards God, it helps you remember. And I think the older we are, the better this is. Like you remember who God is, what he is. Asaph says, wait. Then I had this moment where I thought, in the middle of thinking God's not good and he's going to spurn me forever. Then I thought, to this I'm going to appeal. The years when the Most High stretched out his right hand of goodness. Like, I'm going to look back to last week, to a year ago, to 10 years ago, where I saw the goodness of God still living in my life. I will remember the deeds of the Lord, and he repeats it again as if he has to convince himself. Yes, I will remember your wonders of old. I will consider all your works and meditate on all your mighty deeds. And he made that decision and choice and to turn in the midst of his feelings of pain. Really hard. So that's not denial. Remembering God's past faithfulness, that's not denial. Like, oh, everything's fine because God was good in the past. It's reorientation. It's like what I've been thinking, concentrating on myself and my pain and how am I going to deal with this? How am I going to live with this? How do I help my kids? How do I help my nieces and nephews? How do I help my parents? What do I do? Remembering says, man, God's the God. God's been in charge back then. God's going to be in charge over there, and he's in charge here. I don't like it. I love that Brooklyn said, I'm not okay. All my feelings just didn't go away. I'm going to make a choice to turn towards God. Turning is the thing that opens the door to healing. Listen, you may not be ready to write a song, or maybe you are, of lament. But you may not be ready to sing and act like everything's great. Just start talking. What is going on? Start talking to God. Start talking to someone you trust. I shared last week that things started to break open for me a little bit. Maybe it was a turning when I started answering people's questions and talking even though I was sobbing. Like people would say, hey, how you doing? And I'd say, thanks for asking, but I can't talk. Once I started to think, okay, I look stupid, I sound stupid, in person and on stage. I'm just going to keep talking even though I'm crying. Lament is the language of people who know the whole world is broken, but that God's faithful. I don't care who you are, what age you are, where you're raised, how you're raised. It doesn't take long to recognize the brokenness in people, that there is pain everywhere. But the goodness of God is the faithful companion of people in pain. So I want to share 3 things. Take a little bit longer today in our next steps. But our next steps are on the blue card that we hand out in Brewster and Chelan. If you have a prayer request, pause the sermon 1 second here. And I would like to say, thank you all who reached out to me after last week. Some of you came up front face to face. Some of you texted me. Many of you wrote cards, gave me gifts. I was thinking about crying some more this week so I can get more stuff from y'all. Listen, thank you. It spurred on discussions in people's families, in small groups, in my own life. My daughters were immediately on the phone with me, with my wife. They all diagnosed me what more stuff I should do, and I listen to them. I act like I'm listening, then I ignore them. I don't need you. I'm turning towards God, and that makes them really excited. Listen, so thank you. Your response has been really encouraging. On those blue cards, if you've got something going on and you need some prayer, I'm telling you, we got a group of people that pray weekly for whatever you lay out on those cards. The first step I would love for you to consider after talking about lament and pain is you have to name your pain. What is that? Like, what's going on? And it's okay. Listen, it may be I asked a girl to prom and she said no. That hurts. It may be somebody got a promotion that you didn't. And it could be you're going through a divorce. Someone you love is sick. It doesn't matter. Don't qualify it. Don't quantify it. As you sit here today, as you listen at home, as you sit in the middle school in Brewster, what is the pain that's knocking at your soul and getting in the way of you living and being the way you want to be? This sounds like pastor talk, and it maybe is, especially if you're in the middle of pain. But your pain can be a path towards God if you'll allow lament to be your new language. Don't have to get over it. Don't stop feeling. Don't stop crying. That's not what I'm saying. But you may be able to gain something from your pain, even though it's unwelcome and we don't want it. If we move in a direction using lament, using this process to get through grief and loss, there may be something good on the other side of that. And if you don't believe that right now, that's fine. I'll believe it for the both of us till you're ready to believe it. And you may have to believe it with me till I'm ready to believe it. David says in Psalm 62, trust in him at all times, you people. Okay, great. Pour out your hearts before him because God is a refuge for us. Let him know. Whatever's in here, get it out. Whatever way you have to do that. Turning to God doesn't guarantee an answer. It guarantees a relationship. Like when I decide to turn and go through this process, not try to handle it on my own. When I start moving this way, it doesn't guarantee that I'm going to understand or I'm going to feel better fast or I'm going to ever feel better. But it does guarantee a relationship with the creator of the universe. Second thing I would love you to consider. Find a time to make remembering a habit. When can you do that? I'm in 2 small groups. I have my old fart small group that I've been in a long time. A bunch of people my age. They're so old, when I call them old farts, it doesn't even offend them at all. I've been in that one a long time. Then I have this younger group that Darlene and I started with these young married groups. We thought we would do it for about 8 weeks. We're like year 3 or 4, I don't even know. They're much younger. They love each other and love us. They're called the Hairy Napoleons. I don't know why. We played a game. I don't know why. That's what their text thread is. If that's dirty, I apologize. You Snapchat people, tell me. You TikTok people. That's the young group. Well, we just decided last week that if we're going to live the life that Jesus lived, we should do the things that Jesus did. So we all decided together that we're going to spend time with Jesus every day. We're going to use the YouVersion Bible app, and we all picked out the same plan. And for 25 days, we're going to enter in, we're going to read some scripture, read the devotional, and for a lot of them, it was brand new to them. I checked in with them after a week, said, how's it going? And it was like, I haven't started yet. Oh, just started. It's a good way to start my morning when I get to work. Others was like, my mind needs to calm down at night, so it's a good time right before I go to bed. I would encourage you, where is there a habit where you can pause your day, morning and night, lunch, where you can stop and say, oh man, remember, God's been good. My life is a mess right now, but God has been good. My soul is crushed, but God loves me. When can you stop and remember? And your goal is to say, all right, God did it before, he'll do it again. Even if you don't feel that. The goal is not to get over it, right? But to walk with God through it. If you can pick up another griever who's a couple steps down the road that will walk with you, even better. Someone that's been through loss and pain and they're a couple steps in front of you, and they can say, come on, keep going. Come on. And finally, maybe there's a bunch of us, a lot of us tuning in, maybe you're here for the first time. Maybe you need to turn for the first time. Not necessarily in pain, but like you've lived your life for whatever years you've been on this earth, and you've never understood that, there is a God that proved he loved us by sending Jesus. You never understood why Jesus showed up. The fact is that I'm a mess, the world's a mess, and it needed to be cleaned up. And I can't clean it up. I'm lost, I'm drowning in the deepness of my sin and my rebellion, whatever that looks like, whatever words you want to describe it. I'm at a distance from God. And if I continue walking away, I'm in deep trouble in this life and the one to come. When you recognize that the world's a mess, your life's a mess, and then recognize that Jesus said, hey, I showed up for all the messy people. I showed up to be what people need who live in a mess. Maybe for the first time, you would turn God's direction and say, I'm going to do it your way. That you need a Savior, you can't save yourself. You need rescue from sin, and you can't rescue yourself. Now, there may be ways to get through this life of brokenness and messiness without God. But I don't know how you get through brokenness and pain and loss without the comfort, this undercurrent of comfort that exists as you move through it. That gives you hope in this life and in the one to come. I would encourage you, if you've never stopped and made a decision to follow Jesus, to give your life to Jesus, to agree in a direction towards living for God, that this would be your day to do that. You can do that by just calling out to God. If all you got is a whisper like, hey, God, I need help, I don't understand it all, that's enough. When you recognize you're a sinner and you need a Savior, that's enough. Make that decision. You can let us know on the blue card or let us know. You can come up afterwards. Talk to Andrew Cowan, who's leading Brewster this morning. Getting through pain's a difficult thing, and we need people, and we need God, and we got to turn and move His direction. But you have to start with a relationship with Jesus that allows you to turn towards God in the first place. I'm going to turn it back over to Andrew and Brewster. Thanks, Andrew. Let's pray together. God, thank you for Jesus. Thank you for His sacrifice. We say that. We take it for granted. I say it so much, and I don't want to do that. I want to recognize that I'm a mess, that the world's a mess, and I need somebody perfect and capable and powerful enough to clean it up. Thank you for being my substitute in that. God, I ask that all of us would not leave, would not relax until we are confident of your love for us and our response to that love. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Thanks so much for being here. Hey, we still got a handful of Operation Christmas Child boxes back there. Please get one. They're almost gone. Have a great, great Sunday. See ya. Love ya. Bye.
I need somebody help, not just anybody help. No, I need someone help. When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now those days are gone, I'm not so self-assured. Now I find I've changed my mind and I've opened up the door. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? And now my life is changing oh so many ways. My independence seemed to vanish in the haze. But every now and then I feel so self-assured. I know that I just need you like I've never done before. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? When I was younger, so much younger than today, never needed anybody's help in any way. But now those days are gone, I'm not so self-assured. Now I find I've changed my mind, I've opened up the door.